How's that day going?
Hello, my day is going very productive.
Yeah.
Busy but productive.
Okay. So let's start from the beginning, right? This is your first time here. Where were you born and raised?
I was born and raised in Washington, D.C.
Okay. So how was that upbringing for you? Because I live in the suburb. I live in Gettysburg, right, in Maryland. So you were born and raised in D.C. How was that environment for you growing up? Because being in the suburb here, whatever we hear from DC is not that positive. Did you grow up like around violence or it was a stable environment?
Pretty much a stable environment. I went to private school from, guess, like pre-K to 8th grade.
Hmm.
So I went to the same school my whole life throughout those years. So it was pretty, straightforward, strict.
Yeah.
As far as it being safe, I would assume so. I didn't. Okay, so I was born and raised in DC, but I
Hmm.
also was raised in Maryland as well.
Okay.
So like on the outskirts of Washington.
Okay.
So I didn't live in DC all my life, but I still went to school in DC. So I consider myself still actually like being raised there because majority of my time was spent in DC.
In DC.
Yeah.
Okay, as far as the family environment, though, like I'm talking, because you know the black community is always like a stigma, right? The father might not be there, or you rarely see like single fathers. But how was that family dynamic for you? Like, did you grow up in like a very stable?
Yeah,
Both parents.
both parent
Okay.
home. I was only child for 11 years,
Okay.
but my family is huge. So like, cousins were like
Very
siblings
deep.
to me.
Okay.
So we're like a team with anything that we do. So I mean, it was pretty stable in my opinion.
Okay.
I don't know like what was going on behind the scenes growing up, but I'm pretty sure we all have our family little
Hmm.
disagreements, but for the most part, it was pretty stable in my
Everybody
opinion.
do. Everybody does.
Yeah, yeah. It's just like, okay, we're arguing for 5 minutes, and then it's like, all right, well, what you want? Like, what you want to eat? So yeah.
So when it comes to your artistry, right? Your model, you got involved with the modeling, you're acting now, and you're an entrepreneur, right? So walk me through that. Like growing up, what motivated you to be get into modeling or styling people or whatever the case might be?
Um, I can't honestly pinpoint a specific time, but I know that I've always been into fashion. Like my mom
Okay.
always told me, like I would like always change my clothes throughout the day. So
Hmm.
I'll have one outfit on, then by like 1 o'clock that evening, I'm changing my clothes to another outfit. So I've always had like a passion for fashion, I guess you can say.
Hmm.
As far as the acting, I don't know. I just feel like growing up, I was the quiet person, but I always was the person that had an opinion. So if you told me something I didn't like, I'm like, no, I don't like it. So I guess playing on that kind of like got me into acting because I wanted to express myself more because before I felt like I was expressing myself just through what I was wearing.
Hmm.
So when I started getting into acting, I had a chance to actually be vocal
Okay.
as far as expressing myself.
Okay. So as far as the actual education, right? Have you learned anything as far as acting or how to design clothes throughout the process, or how was that phase for you?
Acting is very.
Like, have you watched videos online
I mean,
or?
I've taken classes. I've took
Okay,
classes,
all
but
right.
I'm
That's
trying
what
to
I'm
I'm
trying to.
trying to put it into a way that you guys can like understand it
Hmm.
because it's people think you're just on set, you say the words. No, you really have to like tap into these characters.
Okay.
Like especially if you haven't personally gone through it, you
Hmm.
have to try to find some kind of way it correlates to your life.
Okay.
So on that part of it, it's kind of hard, kind of stressful. You can actually be in a character too much that you embody the character and
Hmm.
you kind of take on the traits of the. It's a mind thing. So sometimes you have to be mindful of not taking that character out of
The realm of
the
the movie.
room or
Uh,
the movie
yeah,
because it's just like it can really take over
the psyche.
yeah, like it's really powerful. If you're if you're good enough to get to that
Okay.
point in your life, but it's definitely a process. I started out. I don't even know what struck me to even take classes, but I went. I signed up. I sent a class online. No, let me rewind back. I did modeling
Okay.
years ago, maybe like this is before high school. Maybe like 8th, 9th grade, I got into modeling, and then I joined the modeling team in my high school. So I was like runway only, no print stuff.
Okay.
So then once I got maybe like to my senior year, I got more into print. Then when I went to college, it was like, okay, I gotta, like I'm doing this, like I'm on this. So I started doing more print stuff, and then because college is so like small and intimate, in my opinion, a lot of people knew that I modeled, so they wanted to like use me and like photo shoot stuff and this and that. So it kind of worked out because I was slowly building my portfolio for myself.
Okay.
After college, so in college, I was like the, I guess, captain or part of the board, that whole little thing. After college, I kind of took a break from it. I was kind of just like, I'm not really getting anywhere,
not very lucrative, boy.
Yeah, and I'm just like second guessing myself, like, what do I do now? And then the fear of like leaving and moving away was kind of like in the picture. So I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna just chill out for a little bit.
Okay.
And I don't know what it was, but I came across this lady on Instagram, and she was saying that she was looking for models for a hair shoot. So I'm like, I never did a hair shoot before, but I know how to take pictures. Like, you're not doing this for some years now. I should be all right. So she finally hit me back, and she's just like, hey, well, do you have any hair pictures? I'm like, no, but I got these. Like, can you work these? So, mind you, this is New York. So she was like, well, where do you live? I'm like, I'm in D.C. And she was like, oh, well, I don't really know. So I'm like, all right. So this is probably like 2014, 2015. And so, so she's like, okay, well, they like you. So, I just need you to be there. Like, can you just get there? And I'm like, yeah, I can get there. So this is where the supportive stuff comes in with my family. So my aunt and my mom, this is during the week. So my parents and my aunts and them have regular jobs.
They had to drive you there?
Yeah, so they drove me. So I had to be there, I think, 7:30, 8 o'clock. But I think she told me a time earlier so that I can make sure I get there on time. Okay. You know how people do. Oh, to come there 30 minutes early. Like that, whatever. So we drove there, and that went on for maybe like 2.5, 3 years. Mm-hmm. I was on model camp. I don't know if you know about the wig stuff. Mm-mm. Beauty. But yeah, like model campaigns for hair, wigs. I also did Harlem 125 through her. And a couple years later, I did Janet Collection. So all of those are like hair brands that are like in the beauty supply store, online. So yeah, so I was doing that for a little bit. So I kind of got back into it. I thought to myself, I'm going to take a break from it. But you know how we just be like, oh, if it's meant for me, it'll be for me type stuff. Right. So, so around this time too, I'm like, all right, I like the modeling thing, but I feel like everybody trying to do modeling. I need to do something else that's going to push me because I felt like I outgrew the model, world. So I'm like, I got to do something else. So I was online, and I came across this website called Actors Connection. Never knew anything about this site. I didn't know if it was a scam. I didn't know anything. But I'm like, all right, if I'm going to do this acting thing, I got to do it. So I literally paid maybe almost $200 for acting classes. Okay. It was like a 4 or 5 weeks. So you go in there. I think I went Saturday. So Saturdays, consecutive Saturdays, maybe 4 or 5 Saturdays. Mm-hmm. And I did that for those Saturdays, and I did it through Pamela Kramer. I'm not sure if you know of her, but Pamela Kramer. And when I went in there, I was like, "This is a beginner's class." Like I was, yeah. So
it has to be though, because most people who get involved with the acting, that they're professional, they will go to like the art school, and then it will take like 4 years, like college. I didn't.
So
it must be natural for you, I guess.
I guess I don't know. I've never been in theater. I've never been into that at all. So it was just weird that I would actually like invest that much money and time because those trips to New York were not, cheap. Getting on the bus and I didn't do a hotel, but I would because the classes were like in the evening. Mm-hmm. I mean during the afternoon, like 12 o'clock noon. I would travel in the morning, so I would get on the bus maybe like 7 a.m., get there probably like 10:30. And my dad
Okay.
would take me to the bus station in the morning at
Okay.
that early wee hours, drop me off the bus. I get on the bus, go to New York, come back home maybe like 6, 8 o'clock that night.
The same day. Okay.
So, I mean, yeah. And that was like 4 or 5 Saturdays consecutively, like
Okay.
back to
So
back.
you never got involved with throughout that modeling process. You never got involved with any pageant, any beauty pageant stuff.
No,
No.
I'm not really a pageant kind of girl. The
Okay.
whole
Because
fake
most people would try
smile.
that and
I'm
get
lying. I did
the
do a pageant.
exposures and
I
stuff
did a
like that.
pageant when I was in college. The black
Okay.
and gold pageant for the alphas, like to be like their
Like the school main top
yeah, like
girl or
a rep
something.
kind of
Oh,
like
okay.
thing. I did do that, but that wasn't. I mean, I guess it was still a pageant, but I did it more so because like they asked me to do it. I really wasn't like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this pageant. I'm gonna be wanting to
Okay.
be a pageant girl.
Let's leave your modeling stuff and talk about you being stylish, right?
Mhm.
How do you get the inspiration to do you design your own clothes or how is the case for you? Like I try to see that process. Do you design your own material or
I don't design my own. I can sew.
okay,
Sewing is very time consuming,
okay,
and it's something that only people that are already into fashion are want that kind of custom
oh okay,
stuff. So that's something that I would do on a regular. But because sometimes I do make my own stuff,
mm-hmm.
and if someone be like, "Oh, I like that," I'd be like, "Okay, well, I made it. Do you want one?" That's kind of how that comes into play. But for the most part, I don't really make custom items for other people unless they see something on me and they like it.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just.
'Cause as far as that part of you though, like if you if you have to style me right now, right?
Mhm.
So like how is that process for you? Like have you learned that from somewhere or it just come naturally
It
for
just
you?
comes naturally. Like I
Okay.
said, I've always been into fashion.
Okay.
So, like even when I went to school, I majored in fashion merchandising.
Okay.
Like I currently have I guess 9 to 5 in fashion merchandising.
Oh, okay.
So I'm definitely using my degree, but it's not really what I want to do, like as like
Okay.
a career or whatever. But like I said, everything ends up tying in together because everything is like
So
fashion and modeling and.
so what would you like to do?
I would love to be an actress full time.
Okay.
Yeah. Or a print model, commercial, that
Commercial.
whole, yeah.
So as far as your role models right now, who would you like to tailor, right? Your success after? Like who's out there you're looking at right now and be like, damn, I would love to be that person.
Honestly, I get this question a lot, and when I was younger, of course, we would say Tyra Banks, Naomi Campbell, Kimora Lee Simmons, the top models, Jordan Dunn, Chanel Iman. But honestly, as I got older and I realized like what I want for myself,
Mm-hmm.
those people aren't really who I want to be.
Okay.
And I honestly look at myself a lot. Like when I get my recordings back or I see myself on the TV, I'm just like, I gotta do better than that person. Like I can't really
Yeah.
look up to other people because we all come from different walks of life. We all have different backgrounds, different this, different that. And just trying to be like, oh, that's my role model. I want to be like them. I don't know what's going through their brain. I
Okay.
don't know like their personal story. I can't. Of course, you can read about it or whatever they tell us, but that's just not. I've never really had a role model per se.
Okay. As far as the experience you gained though, I'm talking about the acting right now. So how did you develop the artistry? Like were you reciting scripts that was given to you throughout the classes? Like were you isolating yourself and screaming, practicing? Like how was that experience part? Like how did you pick up the act of acting or the art of acting?
I guess just going through classes and then
Okay.
actually
The
doing more
rehearsals and
of it.
stuff like
Yeah,
that. Okay.
doing more of them. I feel like the more you get into it, it's like a regular job. The more you do your job every day, you get accustomed to it. Like it's like
Okay.
you can do it with your eyes closed.
Okay.
So I feel like me just continuing to keep doing it and perfecting it, not really perfecting because nothing is going to be perfect
Yeah.
and how I feel about it. Just continuing to do it. It's just comes natural and it just feels genuine. It feels more like, okay, I got this.
Okay.
Like,
So what I'm trying to get to though, it feels like when you're educating yourself, right? You go learn. They'll give you some like homework. So that's what I'm trying to get to. Like, is that the same as like going to a nothing or class, whatever? They'll go, okay,
Homework.
when you go home, go stay in front of the mirror, right, and scream or say these words or
Oh, it's not that
like.
crazy.
That's because I've never been into any acting class
Oh
before,
yeah,
so
it's
I'm trying
not
to
that
educate
crazy.
people as far as like what that word is. You know what I mean?
I mean, the only thing that I would say that was, I guess, like difficult or can be difficult is
Yeah.
just like tapping into turning you off and
Okay.
getting into this
Oh, the
Rebecca
character.
person, right?
Okay, all right.
Like, don't do what CASHAEY would do. Do what Rebecca would do, you know?
Okay.
And you may not know what Rebecca would do, but you gotta just be like, all right, I think she
Improvise,
gonna
right?
do this, right?
Okay.
Improvise, because they're not gonna give you. They're gonna give you like notes. You know what I mean? Oh, Rebecca is sweet and soft, and she listens to this. So you gotta use your imagination. That's
To
to turn this character
okay.
into who they want her to be. And they're
Okay.
going to tell you yay or nay. And then sometimes they're like, oh, I didn't see it like that. I like that. Or they're going to say, no, I want her to be more. So you got to be really like receptive to taking that criticism as
Okay.
well.
So let's talk about the actual legal side of whatever the acting, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, what is your team dynamic right now? Like, who are you working with right now as far as your team? You mentioned the website you
Oh,
subscribe to.
yeah.
Like, do you have a dedicated lawyer right now? Like watching over your legal stuff. Like, how is that team for you?
So I have a lot of family and close friends that are lawyers. Like I actually this morning just had I was telling my friend about something
Mm-hmm.
about them as well. And he was just like, well, you know I'm a lawyer and I'm not letting you do it. I'm like, okay, well, I know that they're good. Like, relax, I'm good. So, like, my family and friends are like, you need help, let me know. So,
Okay.
that whole thing is just handled. Like, before I signed my contract with my agent, um, this time last year, had my cousin go over it. All right, read this over. Let me know anything don't sound right. I can discuss it. So she read it over. She made me understand certain points that they made that I didn't understand, like legal terms, stuff like
Those
that.
terms are like very.
They like flip stuff and rewind it and say it again, but a different way. And I'm like, what's the English version of this? Like, yeah. So yeah, legally, I feel like I'm pretty
You're
good.
pretty covered.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
just sometimes now what I can say, sometimes they want you to make decisions like this.
Mm-hmm.
This is where your intuition comes in, and you gotta be like,
So you can
does
tell
this
them that,
sound
okay, let me
right?
call my
You can.
my legal.
You can.
Right.
But if they say, oh, well, I need you to let me know within 24 hours, or it's like, that's a red flag for me personally, because legally you have time to decide. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So you want to watch out for stuff like
Okay.
that.
All right. Let's talk about some of the legal stuff that you might encounter, though, because I'm trying to educate people, right? As far as how the contract is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to the terms of the movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do you negotiate that? Like, how you guys get to pick what's right and what's not right?
Well, we don't really. Okay, we do get to pick it, but it all depends on
Like, I'm talking
when you.
about the hours, the compensations, and like the how much money they're gonna pay you.
We
Like,
don't really get to pick that, so they kind of tell us that up front.
so
So
it's just like fixed.
for the most part, yeah, unless you have unless it's like more of a higher paying scale kind of
It's like the main
project.
guy, maybe.
Yeah, you
Okay.
can have like your manager or your agent, kind of negotiate.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, it's like, this is what it is. This is our budget. Either you want to accept it or not.
Okay, so at that level, the level you are right now, like, do you get any credit? As far
Yeah,
as, okay.
they definitely give you credit. Like, they'll put your name in the, credits or whatever, or stuff like that. But I haven't had any. Let me think. Have I? Well, it's a couple pictures of me that's still going around that I don't get credit for. But, people, I don't know.
Because what are the stuff that you guys are like? Do you get any allowance throughout that whole place, or they just pay you like, let's say $1,000, and then you You deal with the rest.
So they have a thing called a buyout.
Okay.
And that's basically this fee for, normally it's a year buyout. So from this time to this time, we can run this, or we can have this photo, whatever, displayed, and we'll give you this set amount for this buyout.
Right.
Sometimes they have like a residual income. So whenever the commercial, whatever, gets played or promoted in some kind of sense, you'll get paid.
Okay.
So yeah, and those normally have yearly basis as well. Now, if it goes outside of that time and you come across it or whatever, you have the right to confront them or whatever. It's however you honestly want to confront the situation, is all up to you. But for the most part, they kind of stick to those terms. They don't want to get sued.
So, and then are you talking about the management company, the residual income coming from the management company, or directly from the movie
it
company
all depends
itself?
So if you have an agent or a manager and they get you this role, then they get a cut. Yes, they get a cut of that. And then whatever their percentage that you guys agreed on your paperwork, they'll get a cut of that, and then they'll send whatever else to you. But if you get it on your own, there's a lot of people that do get things on their own out here. You'll get the full amount.
So what is the standard, though? What is the standard percentage of the management company?
10 and 15%.
Okay, I've heard people taking 20 before.
And that's something that
Is that just oh sorry, I didn't.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
Is that just like 10 to 15% on top of the actual proceed, or everything? I'm talking like if the merchandise was involved with it, or whatever, the whole package. That's what I'm trying to get.
What you mean the whole package?
Like you might get the one acting role, right, and then a movie. So anything that's coming from that movie, they'll be taking a cut from it, or it's just like a one fixed fee. Whatever.
One fixed fee.
Okay.
So say if I went on the commercial shoot and they said I'm paying you $500.
Okay.
Some people do. Okay. Some people separate it and they say I'll pay you $500 plus I'll add a percentage, your manager's or your agent's percentage to this, so they won't take out of your $500.
Right,
some people do that, but then some people just be like, I give you $500, whatever your manager get, they get a cut of that $500. So it all depends on the company that you are working with.
So as far as the social media though, how do you market yourself? Like Instagram or Twitter, or how do you show yourself out there as far as performer?
That's a hard question because
we all have Instagram though.
Yeah, you all have Instagram, but I notice everybody is a influencer or a model or actress on Instagram or entrepreneur. So I kind of use it, but at the same time, when I'm going on set or I'm meeting people just regular, and I'm just like, oh, hey, follow me, or hey, I'm a this, and that, or they're like, oh, you do it, and I'm like, yeah, so I kind of like talk myself up.
Okay.
But then some people want to be like, oh, well, what do you really do, and where have you really been, and like who are, like they kind of try to get more into it, and I'm just like, I mean, either you gonna believe me or not, like I can't make you buy into who I am. Like, you gonna ride the boat or you gonna fall off.
Okay, as far as the system you have though to get the roles, like how often you get to go to auditions, and where? Like, do you travel around?
I have an agent now, in New York. We're based in Jersey, and these last 3 months I have been to New York, like as if I lived there.
Well, I would have thought that it would have been LA though. Why New York?
Why you say that?
Because most of the major film, houses are in LA, right? In California, like I said, California, right?
No, California
that's what I always
is more
think.
Commercial.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
No,
you're educating me.
No, so the three main, well, I can't really, Chicago kind of too.
Because you keep saying New York, I was like, I thought it would be like LA or something.
Well, no, surprisingly, New York has a lot of TV and film stuff.
Oh yeah.
They have
Yeah.
a lot of stuff. A lot of this stuff is like on Netflix, like Hulu, that
Yeah.
kind of stuff, which is really good as a starting point because once you get on there and people see, you're on this
Yeah.
popular show, whatever, they'll start calling you back for this stuff.
Okay.
But New York is a really good market. It's a really good market.
So
And then a lot of the people, I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
no, so you've been going to audition a lot in New York.
Yeah, a lot in
Okay.
New York because my agent is based there. So my 1 year anniversary with my agent just came up this month. So I told her, like, I'm good for Atlanta. Let's do Atlanta too. So
Yeah.
now I'm on the Atlanta market. But I've already been going down there for the past year and a half, maybe 2 now, doing my own thing, which is, benefiting me as well and her because she's like, okay, well, you can get down there. I can start submitting you for stuff down there.
Okay.
So, yeah, she works with me
Alright.
for the most part.
So what is the biggest like audition, as you know, if you can mention one that you've been to right now, like the biggest project so far that you've tried? You might not, you didn't get it probably,
Yeah,
but
right.
what is the biggest one?
I had just auditioned for a TV show, a spin-off TV show. I can't really say, this
Okay.
because of,
Formalities.
all of that.
Okay.
But I auditioned for a TV show, a spin-off show. And I was so nervous.
Yeah, it's normal.
It is
a
normal.
natural thing.
Yeah, but and then so when I first auditioned for them, cool, and then they called me back into a different audition for another show. So like the more you get in front of these people and they, like, oh, I can put a face to your name, I can put your name to a face, it's good. Like,
Okay.
I definitely recommend going in person because
Okay.
a lot of the times they'll ask for a self-tape, which is cool because, you get to do retakes all the time. But to be there in the moment, even though you're nervous, just being there and them seeing your, like, natural ability is like, okay,
So do you get to see the same casting director or how you call it, talent scouts all the time, or it varies?
No, it varies. It varies. Yeah, it all varies on the project that they're doing.
Let's get personal, right? Okay, dating, right? What is your preference? I cannot assume people, sexual orientation these days. It's wild. People can be whatever they want to be. Like, are you into guys? Are you into girls?
I'm definitely into guys.
Okay, so what is your preference when you, in the dating market? Like, what do you look for? As far as the physical attribute, let's start from there. Does it have to be tall?
See, I kind of had a, physical.
But it's necessary, though.
It's necessary, but honestly, that person can be like a mural, like the best looking thing in the world, but on the inside they can be broken.
Okay.
Like shattered
Okay.
into pieces. And that's not something that I want. Like,
Okay.
yeah, he can look good. He can have a whole, 6-pack, nice smile. But if he, like, not saying that he can't come out of that, stage, but it's just like, that's a lot of work to deal with somebody that's
So
that
if
damaged.
I understand you right, so your process is more of like, okay, the physical is important, but you focus more on the mental stability.
Correct.
And
Correct.
Okay, the state of mind of the person.
Correct.
Okay, so how do you like your first date to be? Okay, let's. Yeah.
First dates.
So okay, what are the most exciting first dates for you? Like bowling, coffee shop,
no, I'm an adventurous kind of
restaurant,
person.
dinner, walk in the park.
I like the walks in the park
Okay.
after the adventure. Like, that's like a cool down kind of thing. But
So
I wanna,
that's later.
Yeah, that's later. I want to do like rock climbing and like you go to the gun range or like
Gun range?
fun. I like fun stuff.
Yeah, that's cool though.
I don't know about for the first date. If I don't know him personally, maybe.
Yeah, that's the reason why.
But
Gun.
later, okay, maybe like a third date, the gun range, third or
Okay.
fourth date.
Okay.
After like 2 or 3 months later.
And
But yeah,
Yeah.
I like fun stuff. I don't really like the whole dinner thing. Dinner is cool, but I want to see how you interact. Like, I want to see, like, if you're going to be like, oh, well, I'm sweating. I don't really.
Yeah.
I should be the one complaining about sweating, not you. You know, like, stuff
Yeah.
like that, I don't really like. Like,
I heard that all the time though. I've heard that all the time where people, guys would tell me that like you said, they like action date, right?
yeah.
Like the formal like dinner is more like an interview.
Yeah.
You know, and see like
Yeah,
where do you see yourself in 5 years? Like,
it's just
stuff
like what do you see yourself in 5 years? How about you ask yourself that? Because a lot of times when you asking me that, you don't know where you want to be. Like, that's
Yeah.
how I feel about it. But yeah, I just like fun stuff. Bowling is cool.
Bowling, yeah.
I honestly, I just want you to be like, get ready, come pick you up, or meet me here at this time.
Okay.
Wear this, or that, and that's how we gonna go. Surprise me.
Okay.
I like to be. I'm really a person that cannot be surprised.
Okay.
I cannot be surprised.
You
so
think so?
I'm 120%
Alright.
positive. So if you can surprise me, I'm like, that's some points in the back of my head for you. If you can do a good surprise, and I'm enjoying myself.
Okay. So how about you and I? We go out right now, and I ask you to split the check. Would that be a surprise?
First date, yes. First
See,
date,
I just surprised you, right?
First date, that's too much, and then you just lost some points. So.
What? I thought it's 50-50 these days.
That's more so like
So
if I offer, if I be like, oh yeah, let's go here, and I'm extending the offer for you to come with me, then I may be like, oh I'll pay half, or I got you or whatever. But that's later. Like, I'm not about to just be like, because I feel like my dad didn't raise me. Like, my dad pays for stuff for me. I'm a daddy's girl, let's just say.
Mm-hmm.
So.
No, it's normal. I have a daughter too.
It's just
that's
like,
how it goes.
Yeah, like the whole open the door thing. I feel like that's just what you're supposed to do.
Okay, so like I don't have no issue doing that though on the first date, but I'll pick up the tab because again it's especially when you ask the person out, right?
Right.
It's up to you to do that. If you don't have the cash, don't do it. You know what I mean?
Don't ask the person out. You shouldn't even be asking me to go out if you can't afford it.
If you have to ask the person to split the tab, that's my opinion.
I agree.
So when it comes to the dating apps, though, like, what is your opinion on it in general? Have you used one before?
I don't have any. I will never use any. I feel like technology in that way is just.
So you like meeting people in person?
Yeah, okay. That's just. It's not. I'm trying to find the word. I'm thinking about the show in my head.
What, The Bachelor?
No, what is that show?
Oh, Catfish?
Yes.
Oh. Yeah,
I just keep thinking about Catfish when I think about like dating apps, like.
Yeah, it's real. I mean, it's a gift and a curse,
Yeah, because some people do meet their, soulmates and stuff, and they get married and they're happily ever after. But
it's so many. When I watch the show Catfish, right? It's so many red flags. The other person on the other side,
exactly.
It's displaying to the point where
it could be
I just
scripted.
don't know how they don't see it. Right?
Because it could be scripted.
Yeah.
Entertainment.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of the stuff is scripted.
Okay, so when it comes to the relationship itself, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do you like it to be? 50-50? Do you like it to be in a traditional way, or it's just like, women empowerment, because that's the environment we are in right now. It's like the feminism side, whatever the case might be. You do you, I do me, or what is that for you? Like, how do you like to have it?
I'm definitely a traditional kind of girl. There's some things that I will, if we aren't official, as they would say, there's some things that I kind of would be like, okay, we aren't really official, stuff like that. But for the most part, it's like, you dating me, I'm dating you. That's it. Ain't no dipping here, dipping there. Mm-hmm. It's too much stuff going around for that.
So that's more of like a committed relationship, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. And then what I've seen, like, it's kind of common today where you see people like in polyamory and open relationship, and it's so crazy. Like, it's becoming normal now. It's so many people that are involved with it now. It's even TV shows, like,
Yeah,
I was like, what's going on
I
here?
don't feel like I feel like it's always been a thing. And I'm going to say this because I know a lot of our grandparents maybe or like great grandparents may have been in situations such as that where they knew that their significant other was out doing them,
Okay.
but they accepted it.
Okay.
So I honestly feel like it's a cycle, and some people don't want to admit to it.
Okay.
But it's facts. Like,
But
you know what I
like
mean?
you said in the past, though, people are more of like in a committed relationship, but they might have affairs.
Correct.
Right? But they would try to conceal it, right?
No.
They would try to conceal it. It wasn't something like
But
the way it is today.
and I feel like it all depends on the person that you're with, because I feel like some people will try and then some won't. Like, it's just like, oh, she know that I'm doing it. She's okay with it. She hasn't approached me yet, so I'm gonna just keep doing it.
That's being misleading, and.
But like I said, it all depends on the person, because if he's right and he's saying, my girl, she don't be saying nothing, like she if she had a problem, she would tell me, right?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like it's just a cycle. It's just
I've seen that a lot.
You guys just break the cycle. If that's not something that you want for yourself, you guys just be like, hey, I ain't dealing with that. So if you want to do that, I see you on the other side.
So what is your opinion in general as far as marriage? Okay, would you get married one day?
Hopefully, I would love to get married.
Believe it or not, some millennials don't want to get married.
They don't. I think
it's a fact too.
I think it's because of all the laws behind it. Divorce is like expensive as crap.
Yeah.
So it's like they say, it's cheaper to keep her. So
yeah, you're right.
Right.
You're
so
right.
And I've been hearing that a lot. So, and that's people that are my age, even older than me. So it all comes down to the people, honestly.
Okay. So eventually you would love to get
married.
married.
Oh yeah, eventually I would love the whole white picket fence and the family and kids running around.
I mean, it's a beautiful thing though. If you see the whole ceremony, it's great moment.
And then weddings are very expensive.
Yeah. So and then it's financially too. It takes a toll on people.
Yeah, and then you have to have that union as far as his finances, her finances. Yes. Like, how's that gonna? Am I making more than him? He making more than like. That's a lot. Okay. And like I said, if the person isn't mentally stable to deal with that kind of stuff, it's not gonna work out.
Okay, so let me ask you this question though: are you okay with if you were to get married, right? Are you okay with making more than your husband? Because we were seeing it today where women are working now. Mm-hmm. Women are in the workplace right now. They're making more money now. So would you accept, to marry somebody you're making more money than, or the man got to make more money than you?
I don't think I would have a problem with it. Okay. I think because the business that I'm in, I just feel like he should already know that I'm probably going to make more than him sometimes. Mm-hmm. Because there are seasons where, actors don't really get that much work. So It's like, I'm going to make more around this season than this one. But you got to work with me. It got to be a team effort for me. Like, it can't just be like, oh, but he's just going to go to work.
All right.
No.
So what is your biggest fear right now?
My biggest fear... Can we come back to this question?
Like when you wake up every day, right? What is the one thing that troubles you all the time as far as like your life in general?
I would say
the fear of not making it.
Not making it. I definitely feel I'm gonna make it. I just feel like the fear of getting older and not fulfilling the goals that I set for myself. So I can make it, but if I'm not happy and like, doing certain things that I say I'm going to do because of other people more so than myself, I feel like that's a fear for me.
Okay. Are you a revengeful person?
Am I what?
A revengeful person.
Revengeful. I used to be. I used to be. Okay. But then.
So how did you? what have you done to channel that energy, like, or to handle that energy?
To handle it, I pray a lot, as you
Okay,
can see in my
that
shirt.
works. Yeah.
I pray a lot, and I talk to myself
Okay,
a
that
lot,
works too.
like a lot, and I'm just
Like self-therapy thing.
yeah, CASHAEY is not worth it. It's okay. It's gonna work out, like that type of thing. So yeah.
Okay, do you believe in like supernatural stuff?
Supernatural, no, but I definitely believe in your intuition. Did you think that's
It's
supernatural?
natural. Intuition is supernatural. Yeah.
When I think of supernatural, I'm thinking like you mean like magic and stuff.
It's all of that. Because even intuition is, supernatural, right? It's a natural. It's innate, right? It's a part of us.
Okay, yeah.
It's a part of us, and then it's usually it's more of like a conscious thing.
Right.
Because we're geared with some information naturally, right? Then when you see somebody doing something right away, your subconscious will be telling you,
Right.
This and this put together is not working, so the person might be lying.
Right.
That's intuition right there.
That's true. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So as far as the supernatural is like, ghost stuff and like voodoo maybe,
Yeah, that's a whole different
like
topic.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
So how do you handle anger?
I listen to music.
Okay, so you don't go outside and scream and punch walls and
No.
walls
I
and
listen to music, or sometimes I'll write my thoughts down.
Okay.
Like if I'm angry, I'll just say why I'm angry and just to get it out of my system.
Okay. So you have how do you call that book again?
Like a journal.
Like a journal. So you have a journal.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So how do you handle greedy people around you?
Can you elaborate a little bit?
Because people, that emotion of greed is a part of human being, right?
So people coming to me and pouring their emotions on me?
Like it's like asking you more than you can afford or you can give them. You know what I mean? Because God willing, you make it right now. People gonna come for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's greed, right? Because people who didn't invest in you, whatever the case might be, might come around and trying to ask for a handout and all of that. So how do you channel that? It's more of like you being aware of your environment and not allowing people to take your energy away. You know.
It's fun. It's this is a
Because it happen all the time.
Yeah, and for me, I used to always try to help people and try to figure out a solution to their problems. And what I realized was whether I tell them a good solution or a bad solution or whatever, they're gonna do what they want to do.
Okay.
So how I kind of deal with it is I just listen.
Okay, so when it comes to the time when you have to say enough is enough, you on your own. I can't help anymore.
I just say okay.
Because people are abused.
Yeah, like if somebody's telling me stuff or like they keep doing like the same thing over and over again and they keep telling me the same story and they're not doing anything to fix this, I'll just be like, oh, okay. Right. Honestly, I try not to feed into that because you're telling me the same story 5 times, but different ways. Like, it's the same thing. Why haven't you done anything to try to fix the problem? Yeah. I told you 5 solutions, and you have yet to do any of the 5.
Okay,
so
you like people to take actions?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Didn't I tell you that earlier? When I go on my dates, I need to see you interacting with me. I need some.
Yeah. Yeah, right. You're right. So let's talk about the positive stuff now, right? Do you believe in love? And what is true love for you in general?
I do believe in love. True love.
For CASHAEY. Because we all have our own personal definition, right?
Yeah.
So for you, what is a true love for you?
I don't know. I don't think I've honestly.
So you never been in a situation where you said, "Oh God."
Yeah, I've been in situations, but thinking about it now, I don't feel like it was true.
But in that moment, though, how was it?
How was it?
If you can define it, like how was it? Be like, oh, I'm in love. So how was that?
It was a.
Was that the emotion at the moment? Like,
It was a fantasy.
Okay.
It was definitely a fantasy.
So it wasn't a reality, you're saying? I mean, you went through it. Obviously, it was a reality.
There were some things that were reality about it, but overall, I feel like it was a fantasy.
Okay. All right. All right. Cool. So, how important do you think intimacy is in a relationship?
I think it's important.
Okay.
Because it shows your, I want to say love, but I don't really want to say love because anybody can be intimate with people. Mm-hmm. But I guess it shows your passion for the person.
Okay. Because when I talk to people will downplay the intimacy part or the sex, the sexual part. And my take on it is if we're in a relationship and you and I are not getting intimate, it feels like we're like just like friends or like relatives, right? It's the sexual part that make it a relationship.
But
if
see,
there's no
the people that I honestly find, the people that just say, oh, it's just sex, oh, it's just this, trying to like downplay it, they haven't had a positive experience.
Okay.
Because sexual intercourse is, in my opinion, an exchange.
Yeah.
Between bodies, and people and energy and stuff like that. So when people downplay it, I just feel like they just haven't had that good energy come into them, where they feel as if, sex is great. Sex, is nothing positive for them.
All right, like you're right though. When I listen to people talk, most of the time it feels like it was just an act. There's no passion involved.
Right. That's why I said it's more it's passion. It's
okay. So are you a hopeful person?
Not all the time, but for the most part, I try to change my mindset a lot. It's not easy at all.
Is that because you pray a lot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So, are you a person of faith? Like, do you believe in God and
I do believe in God. Because like I said, I went to private school basically all my life.
Mm-hmm. Is that Catholic, maybe?
Yeah, it was Catholic. Oh. I'm not more so into the Catholic ways anymore, I guess you can say.
Oh no, I was raised Catholic.
Yeah, but I feel like the older I got, the more I just kind of have my own view.
I agree with you though, with the praise, being pedophile and all this. It's gonna make you question the faith a little.
It makes you question a lot of things. Yeah. And that's what any religion, I feel like, and that goes back to, our ancestors and our past.
Yeah.
Like, our parents want us to have certain standards, which is cool. That's how they want, you to grow up, but you have to kind of find your own
path.
Right.
Okay. So, what is your greatest desire right now? If you were to be called in front of God and say, give me one desire and I will fulfill it for you, what will it be? Choose wisely.
I know, right? Because it's like, I want to help myself or other people. Let's see.
Money?
No, money is energy. Money is always going to be around. I would say, give me the knowledge to see myself the way you see me.
Explain.
That's not plain.
Explain.
Oh, explain. Oh, I feel like when God put me on this earth, I'm going to get a little spiritual, sorry.
Yeah,
when he put me on this earth, I feel like he had a purpose for me.
Okay.
And I feel like sometimes we don't see our purpose. Sometimes we belittle our purpose because we're afraid of the next level.
Okay.
So if I ask him to pour into me what he wants me to be, then I can pour into others.
Okay.
To help them be who they want to be.
Okay. It's more of like you being his angel, right? Or her angel, because people will say God's women now. Or he's or her angel, right?
I guess. I just feel like I would be happier.
Okay.
If I were to know, like, my purpose.
Okay. That's fair enough. Are you an optimistic person?
Am I what?
Optimistic person.
Yeah.
So what do you do to keep that positive state of mind all the time? Again, pray or
Pray, and then another thing that I do, I meditate.
oh okay.
I like I said, I journal a lot.
Oh yeah.
So, and I used to talk to my friends about personal stuff, but what I realize is some friends can help, but for the most part, they're judging you, or
Yeah.
they don't really know because they haven't really gone through that, or it's not always the best. And I don't want to pour all of my negativity or questions into other people because I know how it feels. So I'd rather just write it out, and then sometimes I rip it up and throw it away, or I'll burn it, or I'll leave it in there. It all depends on what it is.
Okay. You're right though. I've learned that recently that when people come to you most of the time for their problem, right? They just want you to listen.
Mhm.
You know, I've learned that recently. In the past, I would be like, "Have you done this? Like, why are you being so dumb?" Like now, when people come to me to tell their problem, I will listen and I say, "You want a beer? You want me to go get you a shot, or you want to take a walk, or?" And then I ask you like, "What would you want to do about that situation?" Because it's already here. It's
Mhm.
what you do after the
But I feel
situation.
like you asking them
You
what they
know?
want to do, they're gonna tell you things that they think you're gonna like, and I found that out a lot about my friends. Like,
So then you're robbing yourself because
right, and that's why I
it's
say
on them.
that's why I say I can't give you the answers if you're not going to even take your own
Yeah.
advice. Like, you're not even listening to yourself now. So why would I think you're going to listen to me? Like, yeah.
All right. So how big is loyalty for you?
Loyalty is like, yeah. I've let go a lot of people that I
For not being loyal.
for not being loyal.
All right. Yeah. I think it's pretty much the foundation though.
Yeah, and I feel like the route that I'm going, the path that I'm on right now, I have to have this tunnel vision. Like,
Okay.
I can't have people around me that's not gonna
Not be a part
support
of
me, and
the struggle. Okay.
not even the struggle, but congratulate me. Oh, congrats! I heard you just did this, or oh yeah, I'm gonna come to your event. I can't stay all day, but I'm gonna just come for an hour. I'm gonna
Yeah.
come. You need help setting up, like stuff like that. I
Yeah.
like that because I'm gonna do that for you. I feel like I'm always the one like, oh, you need help, or I don't mind. I know a lot of my friends got own businesses. I'm like, oh, well, what you need me to do? Like, you need me to model for you? Do you need this? Like, I can come for 30 minutes. I got this, and this, but I'll come support you. It's stuff that I break my neck to do. So I
Okay.
feel like you should be breaking your neck for me, just
All right.
because you're my friend, not even because you really like my idea. Because you can hate my idea, but like, okay, I'm gonna come. But yeah.
Support. Okay. Okay. Let's talk about money now, right? Growing up, what did your parents teach you about money in general?
Save.
Okay.
I feel like that's like the number one thing that everybody's parent
Do
would be
they
like,
say? I mean,
save.
have you heard the phrase "money don't grow on trees"?
All the time. Money don't grow on trees, but I mean, technically,
It's growing on trees now, though. Look at all the marijuana business now. It's like
right.
billions dollar, like $1 billion industry now. Like money does grow on tree in 2019.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So walk me through that process of you becoming financially literate.
I don't even know what sparked my interest in being an entrepreneur.
Okay.
Honestly. So I have a kids clothing boutique.
Okay.
I started that 2 years ago.
So you have like a physical store?
No, it's online based.
Okay.
So throughout my home, but I've done like pop up shops and things like
Okay.
that. Like I said, everything is fashion based for me. And I did kids because I was speaking to my mentor, and we were just talking. I was like, yeah, there's a lot of people that have businesses that are like catered to them.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, here I go again. I need something like that's gonna push me. I think I have something like in my brain that be like, I like living on the edge a little bit. I
Okay.
wanna. That's so weird. I thought about that, but yeah, I'm sorry.
I mean, it's not weird. It's a thought process.
Yeah,
Right?
I like the challenge. That's the
Okay.
word. Boom, the challenge. So I'm like, I want to do something, but like, I don't know what I want. Like, I don't want to just sell clothes that I can wear because I mean, I'm gonna sell them because I can wear them. So I was like, what about kids stuff? She was like, yes, nobody has a kid stuff. Da, 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 da. I'm like, all right. So of course I'm scared, and I'm like, all right, how do I start? Like,
Yeah.
and I have a minor in business administration, so I kind of know.
You didn't tell me that.
I didn't tell you that because like I only took maybe 3 courses, maybe 4 in college, so I never really like pay attention to that for real.
Okay.
It was more like legal stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But that's where exactly the importance is, though. It's not the product.
Right.
It's the
Right.
legal.
It's the legal. Yeah.
That makes your brand or whatever the case might be. Look at Coca-Cola, for example.
The marketing.
It's the marketing.
Right.
All those things.
That
And
was
then
one
all
of
of
my
that is
main
like
courses.
protecting the brand. That's
Right.
legal, right?
Right. So yeah. So you're right. But yeah, that's how it all came into play. And then after that, I just kept going with it.
Okay. As far as the entrepreneurship, though, like, what do you see yourself with it? Like, what else you think you can accomplish as far as like taking an idea from conception and then make it big to a certain extent, or you just want to grow your line of kids stuff like.
So actually, after my first year,
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, okay, I'm selling the clothes. That's cool. No, before my first year, actually, when I first started, maybe like 2 or 3 months,
Mm-hmm.
I had got a DM from one of my I guess colleagues from college. She was like,
Okay.
hey, like I went to UMES. Hey, UMES is having a fashion show. They're looking for kid designers. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, cool. I just started my thing. I might as well just go ahead and branch out. So after I got into that, I was like, oh, I can do fashion shows now.
Okay.
Everything is still fashion, correlating to fashion. So I did that. Ended up getting, I don't even know how people found me on Instagram, but they found me on Instagram. I was in Atlanta doing fashion shows. Did one in Pennsylvania, Jersey, Delaware. So like I was doing shows for my kids' lines on a regular. Mm-hmm. So then I got a couple people that's home. They're like, well, one of my close friends, I call her my sister. She's like, I need this for my daughter, and I need this, and I need this. And I'm like, okay, at this point, I'm like your personal shopper for your daughter. Like, okay. So now I'm like, I can be a personal shopper for kids. So now I'm like, people be like, well, can you find this for me? I want something like this. So now I'm like personal shopping for these little 6 and 8-year-old kids.
Okay.
So that kind of branched off from me just having the clothing line.
Okay. Just
having it, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
So are you planning to have your own brand in the future? This sort of like the Victoria's Secret, or like what is the end goal, like the ultimate goal for you as far as being an entrepreneur in that realm?
In that realm, I don't know, honestly.
Because you're a model.
Eventually
so
I want
at that stage, you probably might get approached with people with concept of like developing like a makeup brand, like stuff like that.
And it's weird because I used to design stuff. I used to draw. I used to do a lot of stuff. I used to draw like a lot of graphics and design clothes like on paper and stuff. But I kind of got out of it once I went to college.
Okay.
So maybe I'll go back into like drawing and finding like a seamstress to like actually make the clothes that I have in my brain.
All right. So you're planning on like having like it's sort of like a brand.
A brand.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when it comes to like investing into other stuff, like we have 4 different assets, right? You have a business right now. Are you planning to invest in like stock market, the paper asset, like the stock market, or into gold or commodities and all of that?
I don't know. I haven't really gotten into that kind of stuff.
Okay, so
you think I should?
I mean, most of the people when you're doing 9 to 5, like people like me, you invest into the stock market automatically because of your 401k, right?
See, yeah.
So you invest into that, This right here is a business.
Right.
But I've never invested into gold. People will buy like, gold coins and silver coins and all of that. So, people have their different way of investing their money. So I just try to see exactly what people are doing for me to educate people that are watching. So, because the black community, like I said, we don't have those kind of knowledge, but the white folks and other ethnic group
But I
that,
feel
you know what
like,
I mean?
I honestly feel like, okay, you can use that excuse for maybe 10, 15 years ago when internet wasn't like the top source of information. But now it's like, come on now.
You'll be surprised, if the information is out there, but not many people are searching for it. And
Because
if you,
they don't want to, they're scared of the next level. They don't want to progress. Mentally, they're not stable for what they can achieve.
yeah, you're right. It's people, and again, it's a curse though. If you grow up in a family where it's non-existent, right? Nobody's doing it in front of you.
Right,
It's unlikely that you're gonna pick up on those traits, right?
right.
People who are doing business now, mostly they grew up in families whose parents are like into the trade or have
But my parents
businesses, or
weren't.
you know what I mean. So
I feel like it all depends on the person and how far they want to go with their life. Because
okay,
neither one of my parents had businesses. Nobody, yeah, nobody like in my family owned anything other than like, their homes and their cars. Maybe that was like my influence because you know,
those are liabilities though. People, something that are taking money out of your pocket, but you doing stuff that are putting money into your pocket.
right, that's what I'm saying.
You
Like, I
know.
never, I get what you're saying because I hear that a lot too. But I honestly really, it really depends on the person and their mindset and what they
Okay.
want to achieve.
All right. So when it comes to philanthropy, if you get to be like Oprah, like what would you do as far as like helping the world or your community or the case might be?
So I'm also the co-owner of Stay Focused Production.
Uh-huh. So you own a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So my me and my cousin are the owners of that, and it's an acting and modeling based.
Agency.
Not
Oh,
agency.
oh.
It's just the organization based.
Okay.
We started that this summer, 2019, and we teach kids modeling and acting techniques
Yeah.
that we've learned, and surprisingly, it helps me with my own acting techniques as well. Thinking on my feet a lot. So I would definitely want that to be
Okay.
bigger than what I can see in my brain, and that
Okay.
comes back to me saying, God, give me the knowledge that I need for this.
Yeah.
Because I would have never thought that I would be talking to kids and
Okay.
doing things with kids.
It's true though. They always say that you think you know something until you're challenged, right?
Mhm.
To teach it to somebody.
Mhm.
That's when you exactly know if you know whatever you're talking about.
Right.
You
Right.
you know.
Yeah. And
So
sometimes I be like, wow, I didn't even see like this, but okay, next time I know I gotta use my imagination a little bit better.
all right, so we almost done. So the last thing we talk about is how do you maintain your health? It looks you're in front of the camera all the time. So how do you are you into wellness, right? I'm assuming, but how do you maintain your physique? What is your secret recipe? Like, what do you have?
I'm gonna just say thank God for my genes.
Okay, this is genetic.
Yeah. I don't work out. I probably should. I don't eat healthy. I probably should.
You don't eat
Um.
healthy,
mm,
or
I'm
you
gonna.
you
I'm.
select what you eat.
I'm on the. Yeah. I'm more selective now, but
Okay.
because I'm on the go so much. It's just like I'm just
So
on
you
the
tell me
go.
you eat junk food all the time, but you don't
Not
pick up
all
weight.
the time. I don't pick up weight.
Wow, you must have like a very very fast
It's
metabolism.
very fast. It's very fast.
Okay.
To the point where I went to my doctor when I was younger and I was like, I'm not gaining any weight. Like, what's going on? Like, am I okay? Like, should I be concerned? Like, that type of thing. They was just like, I mean, well, for your height and it's been so consistent and like, you've been like this for like 10 years. Like, I wouldn't worry about it. I'm just like, see now, but I mean, like they said, it's been consistent. They don't, as far as like my test results, blood sugar, that kind of stuff, it's pretty normal. So I don't know. I'm just blessed to still look.
Okay.
Yeah.